Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So I got a little bit different video for you today. We're going back out on the farm, first time in a long time. Spring is here, so it's time to get back out in the field. And I just got back from a long drive. Check out what I got hitched up behind me here. So no, this does not belong to us. We did not buy this. This is a rental. Some of you might know what this is. For those of you that don't, this is a no-till seed drill. It's for planting seeds. We're gonna do something we've never done here before, and that's plant a cover crop. So before we go and plant our Christmas trees, we're gonna go through and plant a cover crop, and I'll talk a little bit more about why we're doing that in a little bit. But yeah, I just towed this thing home. It is heavy, it is wide. I had to watch all the mailboxes on the side of the road, but I got it back here, so I'm gonna get it off the truck, get it hitched up to a tractor, and well, I guess we'll find out if we know how to run this thing, or learn how to run this thing, because I've never planted with one before. That's all there is to hooking it up. Two hydraulic remotes, basically just to unfold it. This whole thing will spin. Field wheels will drop down. So I'm no expert on this, but I'll kind of give you an overview of how it works. So it is a no-till drill, because we don't till here as part of our normal rotation. So these coulters here kind of slice the turf and kind of loosen things up. And then you've got these planting discs that come through, and your seed drops down through these tubes right between those discs, and then these closing wheels put down pressure on and just kind of smooth everything over. So basically you're just putting that seed exactly where you want it, making a nice little seed bed, and then packing it down. It's a pretty slick machine. We got a lot to learn. It has both a grain box and a grass box that you can run separately at the same time. We're planting mostly grasses, which when we get out in the field, I'll go over more what we're planting and why. But it's interesting. Got a lot to learn in a short amount of time. So we just calibrated this thing. I didn't film that because, well, you guys didn't need to see a bunch of dumb farmers try to figure out a new piece of equipment. But figured I'd show you what we're planting here. That's what the seed looks like. We had to bring it in the building here because it's a little bit windy, and for calibration, you have to drop some seed on a plastic sheet and then weigh it. It's a long way up there. And obviously we didn't want it to blow away. So now we can head out to the field and get to planting. So I know this Christmas tree content might not be everybody's cup of tea. I know you guys mostly tune into me for the lumber side of things, but it's a big part of what I do here, so you know, I figured I'd take you along with the ride and for the ride. And some of you might find this interesting, or you know, maybe get something out of it. But it's just my daily work in here, and it's nice to be back in the field. We kind of haven't done much here since Christmas, just because that's the nature of the business. But here in spring, I'll bring you along here a little bit, and I won't beat it to death, but I'll give you a few highlights. I'll show you how we plant the Christmas trees, and maybe a few other things like fertilizer, stuff like that. You know, hopefully some of you guys will find it interesting. But the reason we're planting these cover crops, it's something we've never done before. Back when I was a kid, we used to till the soil. We had a big rototiller that would chop up all our old stumps after we cut the Christmas trees and till the soil and give us a fresh, tilled, basically open field that was blank, that we could plant in, and basically whatever came up, and we used mowing and herbicides to control it. Well, We started to realize over time that that rototiller was not the best thing for the soil. It created a hard pan, and well, there's a lot of people that'll just, you know, tell you the science is coming out more and more that tilling is not great for the soil. So we kind of switched to a no-till approach. Now instead of churning the soil, we just grind the tops off of the stumps below ground level and we replant back into the field. We leave the sod on the field, which has worked really well for us. It's cheaper. It seems to do good leaving the ground cover. But the one problem we've been having, there's just certain weeds that are very hard to control. Poison ivy, Virginia creeper, you know, those woody vines. There's just a bunch of stuff that's kind of undesirable. And without turning the soil, it doesn't really break up that cycle, and we're having some trouble controlling that stuff. So what we decided to do here is we're trying a few different cover crops of stuff that we're going to establish here when we plant our Christmas trees, or actually we're doing it before we plant our Christmas trees here, to try to choke some of that stuff out. So these are fields that I had treated with herbicide here in fall, and now we're going to go back and seed this stuff. We're planting some perennial ryegrass, some fescue. We're going to try some oats and clover in areas that we're not going to plant with Christmas trees this year to try to get some nitrogen value. So I know it's probably more in depth than a lot of you guys care about, but the bottom line is we're just trying to promote some good stuff to grow between our Christmas trees, some nice grass that we can manage easily, and hopefully it will actually reduce our herbicide use and our mowing, and a little bit of preemptive work here will save us some time and money in the long run. That's our hope. So whether it'll work or not, it's an experiment. There's a lot of things in farming that, well, all you can do is throw some money at it and try, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So that's what we're shooting for. So let's get this thing set up and put some seed in the ground. We're learning the hard way. We're learning it's too wet, at least in our first field. We're gonna go try another field. Check this out. It's a pretty neat machine. It's kind of a transformer. 12 foot wide, so this is transport mode. Just like that, we're ready to roll. Landing. Kind of moving at beginner speed. The guy we rented it from told me I could drive as fast as I could handle and the machine would keep up with me, but I'm taking it easy to start here. Just kind of getting our feel for it, seeing what it can do. It's a pretty impressive machine, I'll tell you that. Well, we ran into our first complication. Turns out our old stumps that are still laying around here and there, they'll get caught between the coulters. So Nick's back there, and Jeff and my dad, and they're all picking stumps in front of me, just to speed things up so we don't have to pick them out if they get jammed up. But other than that, it's working pretty good. I feel like a real grain farmer. This is out of the norm for us. We usually don't do stuff like this. But just keep plugging away. It's going to be a 2-day process for sure because some of our fields are too wet. So we're going to have to let them dry out. But we got a nice sunny day here, nice breeze. Let them dry out another day, and we'll finish up tomorrow. But we're going to get a start on it today. So I just thought I'd bring you guys along something different, something we've never done before. I'm sure here in the coming weeks you'll get to see what this stuff comes up and starts looking like. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.